I'm very curious to see how they're going to be able to try to kind of just force their way through that with damage. I mean, it's either going to be, it's got to be a damage comp one way or the other, right? I mean, it's either going to be the Asher or the Vice out there supporting the Kazan trying to get KOs. And that seems like it's just going to be very tough to do, especially staring down not just the Now, but also the Atlas.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's a question.
You're right. We should
Saturday.
Question this.
Yeah, a question thing Saturday. I'm not entirely sure what S.A.D.B.O.I.S are going for here. Maybe they've got something cooking. Maybe they're just going to show us something phenomenal that we've never seen before, or we're going to see last call take game 1. I'm not sure what to think here.
Yep. Well, we'll see. Yeah, does definitely mean that there's I assume that Now would be the target to attack, right? Like the X could be a target occasionally, but will likely end up with a fair bit of that stagger, especially with the bulk up start. Feels like that's going to be a priority. But we'll see. Maybe comp doesn't matter. It could always be that outcome as well.
Yeah, a huge thing that Vaughn loves to say, don't make him tap the sign. He really is a fan of saying comp doesn't matter, but this is the North American Strikers League.
It's the test.
Yeah, this is really the test. If there is a test to pull it out on, it will be against Last Call. Definitely a team that is still pretty good. Weak for the North American Strikers League is not weak at all. Yeah, so we'll see what they can pull out here.
Absolutely. Nice dash in from Bells there, able to find the second barrier. Vaughn pairing up alongside him. Now sending it into the own Thunderstruck. Like that little mix-up there out of Vaughn. Looking like they've got some reps in on that Vice at the midfield position. Trying to make it come up in a multi-role pick threat here. Breezy standing right in their face. Still doesn't have access to the Maximus. Now just got it. Really wishes they had it for that opportunity that just presented itself a moment ago. Now going to be brawling with You Already Lose. Y'all going to be able to get it down towards Vaughn. Breezy going to be able to push it through. Now with that newly available Maximus, going to force the elusive using the Supernova. Bell's taken low on the other side. Rightfully Fresh going to use that flip, put it back into Threezy's hands. Borg brawling with Bells, has access to the lifeline to keep it full. Now we'll move forward, looking for another shot here. Bell's taking it off the bottom. Vaughn sets up for another. Supernova comes on across, or Thunderstruck rather. Bounce! Going to find a KO here for Last Call. They set up for Threezy to go in for another one. Bounce off the center, down towards Threezy, going in with the Bull Rush. Blocked away by You Already Lose. We'll get the flip, sends it back to Frightfully Fresh, over to Borg. And the respawn from Bells has come on across. The S.A.D.B.O.I.S are still holding on.
Yeah, just Threezy Breezy here, also with the flip, has a scoring opportunity here, but you can't flip in front of an Asher with primaries, so... Hey, the core's going to be in play a little bit longer. We'll see, though. The damage is finally coming out into Threezy Breezy.
Yep, going to be finding themselves staggered. There's going to be the KO found by Bells, and the damage comp will end up coming through, but the pressure is unrelenting. Borg trying to close out here, throws down a drone on top of it. Vaughn sneaks it away, but there's going to be the Cosmic Expanse. Got that intervention available as well. At least they should for the next time somebody falls low. Threezy is back and available. Bells, though, in the 1 versus 2 with a shot here. Trying to keep it up forward. Vaughn joins in with the Thunderstruck. Sends it up to Bells. Bells not going to be able to hold on to it, though. And Threezy going to look for something off the bottom. Vaughn sending it back in. Bells still holding it up to the top. Supernova being channeled. Borg takes a huge amount of damage. Vaughn sends it in for another shot. We're still holding on to this point, Brickbat. There's going to be the flip, and Vaughn finally gets it past. Borg and Frightfully Fresh both whiff the strikes.
What amazing patience from Vaughn in that play. I think Frightfully Fresh and Borg really, I was really expecting one of them to get it, but he was able to send it right past him because he just simply waited through it, and really good presence of mind, especially basically at a 2-minute point there. That's kind of the veterancy, I think, coming into play there. Of course, really, at this point, a lot of veterancy in this game just overall.
Absolutely. One of the oldest matchups we can get in the year. Certainly, as we've got squads coming in with quite a bit of experience on either side. And showing it here as neither gives an inch. Been a hard-fought battle just to get barriers, just to get a little bit going, and we're like 5 minutes into this game with only 1 goal having been scored. Threezy going to find the double barrier there.
Oh, no.
Borg appears DC'd. Uh-oh. Hopefully he'll be able to get back on in here, because this point is not going to stop and wait for him. We may have a little bit of a break after this one, but Vaughn going to be able to push in with that power cord, be able to get the second barrier. And an opportunity here for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S to take a 2-0 lead off the back of an unfortunate DCO, but Frightfully Fresh and 3Z hanging on for the time being. It will go through.
Yeah, and hey, that was a 2v3 that still went to overtime, which I think kind of right now speaks to the nature of this game that we have right now. Hopefully Borg will reconnect. The 2-minute timer has started here for Borg to reconnect. A really unfortunate DC too. It's really been back and forth. So honestly, it looks like we've got a series on our hands. We might be able to, we might be going the distance here after a quick series earlier.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be 3 points in a row to go to overtime for sure. Hopefully we get Borg back in here sooner rather than later. And everybody just chilling for the time being, going to have a little bit of a moment here.
Yeah. I never get this opportunity too much anymore. I haven't been really on the casting desk for a while for NASL, but now that I'm back on, I could finally do this. I could have small talk on the desk. Gordo.
Oh, okay. I was really worried about what was coming up here.
Yeah. Gordo, what's it like right now? How have you been? What have you been doing? How's the weather?
Good. I'm moving. I'm working on moving right now. So you can see, if you those who pay very close attention to Gordo's background will see all my stuff's gone. So this is either the final or the penultimate cast from this room for NASL. We'll be moving to a newer space soon.
Yeah, and that room, honestly, just a core part of a Mega Shrinker's history. So
yeah, it's true. I'll give it we'll give it an honorable send off on its way out. It's going to be some kid's bedroom or something, I'm sure, after this. So quite a fall from grace. For
yeah,
these four
the kid
walls.
won't know. The kid won't. He'll be playing Fortnite instead of Peak.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna. Yeah, that's for sure. None of the games I play, for sure. There's generations leaving us behind.
S7. I just saluted, but my webcam's not on the stream right now, so
yeah, that's all right.
They won't see it. But
we'll salute it later. We'll find a time and an excuse. Yeah, I don't know. Other than that, just hanging out. Busy. It takes a lot of time. I hate moving.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've had another friend that's been moving recently, and I remember that it was like 3 days back to back. I was helping him, and it was like multiple pieces of furniture that we'd have to drive out 50 minutes to. Like the couch itself is a nightmare. Like even moving down the street is difficult, but just the time sink of just driving from one place to another, it's mind numbing. I don't like being in the car, so I like my open air despite being a Mega Strikers player. So
yeah, that's a whole lot. What's an interesting layer here. This is where we combine this back into the game at hand. If Borg doesn't get back here soon and we have a deep series, there are going to be some randoms touring this place at 6 Eastern. So we got an hour and 45 minutes until we get some guest stars on the stream.
Surely, well, I mean, we'll be able to showcase the storied history of Gordo's room.
Yeah,
and increase the property value. So. Oh, Borg's back. Never mind. Maybe they won't.
Right,
they won't learn about Mega Strikers history.
All right, let's go. We're clinging on. We're hoping for an opportunity here as we do get back on to the dribble for game number 1. 3Z in a good position there, going to be able to find the first of the barriers. The bounces back and forth mean that it's going to be back in the hands of Bells at the end of the day. You already lose clearing things out with that path splitter. A flip out of 3Z going to be able to find the second barrier and open up the goal here for last call. Looking to score their first point. 3Z brawling with you already lose, but again, that Asher just so locked down once she's got the barrier beam available. Will be able to clear things out, but a nice bounce shot off 3Z will be able to put it in and take us to point number 4.
Yeah, a really good use of the bounce house by 3Z Breezy especially. I think he was able to get a barrier and the goal just by finding really, really sharp angles with the bounces. So honestly, well played to him in that point and keeping last call's hopes alive here in the set.
Absolutely. Pushing for extra. Taking a shot off the bottom. There's going to be the flip coming out across, and a KO found by Vaughn. Just pinching Borg into an unenviable position. Will be able to find the power play here for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. And great shot off of Bells. Gets it right between the uprights. Sends it in a 3-1 set. Will put S.A.D.B.O.I.S. up.
Yeah, well played by Bells there. The timing throwing Fresh off quite a bit. It feels like he wasn't quite able to react to what BOIS was doing there. So honestly, really good mix-up, I think, on his part. Vaughn here has the pick of a litter of what he wants. Primetime Quick Strike stacks, Orb Bonder. There's some specialized trading. I mean, there's so much that the Vice here might want to pick. I'm actually curious to see what he will pick. There's just so much.
Absolutely here. Quick Strike going to be the selection there for BOIS, and stacks on stacks for You Already Lose. Just looking to have a little bit more coverage.
Yeah. I think move speed, an incredibly good stat to have on Asher. If you're able to just get in the enemy brawler's face with that move speed and just primary them all the time with good positioning, then it's going to be really hard to get through you. Not only that, right? Asher, pretty good forward as well. So if you're ever in the situation where you could like midfield or forward for your team with that move speed, that's a lot of value that you could potentially get. And going back to that draft as well as, oh, it's an open net actually already.
Yeah, I mean, that's the comp diff right there. That's what we were worried about in the draft. The fact that they just dump every ability they have into 3Z Breezy, and he gets back to full HP as Borg and Frightfully Fresh both drop their specials. Not really much that can be done there. I mean, the damage comp does lose out against the full sustain comp. That does prove our theory a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, 3Z Breezy, he's gonna have to walk away from the play. Like he won't be able to. And he just like scores. He just scored. There's no actual pressure on him, which was kind of crazy to see. And maybe he'll be able to answer it here. Almost thinking You Already Lose out, but You Already Lose actually defends that. That's crazy.
Yeah, really great defense there. You Already Lose holding on for the extra time, but nice shot from Borg at midfield. Gets it back into 3Z's hands. Passing plays coming together here. Just a little bit for last call. It's stuck, just kind of waiting in the fog there. Vaughn going to be able to come on out and find a barrier. BOIS launching himself into the fray, going to be able to help out, but not find the second. Another good pass from Vaughn. The reigning champs 2 times in a row looking to be able to get themselves in position for another opportunity here. BOIS pushing for another, throws over to 3Z. There's going to be You Already Lose, still holding down on the defense.
Yeah, just really good play from You Already Lose. It feels like 3Z Breezy just not able to find any crack in the armor, if there even are any in the first place. You Already Lose, already infamous for making some really crazy saves, and now he's on the best saving character in all of Omega Strikers right now, and it's really coming into play here. It feels like BOIS and Vaughn have so much to work with.
Ooh. Really great play there from Vaughn. Just ready to collect after it bounces off the wall. Will be able to secure himself another goal, and it will tie things up at 1-1 here.
Yeah. I also really actually like I'm still thinking about that draft from S.A.D.B.O.I.S. The Reptile Remedy actually makes a lot more sense now that you know that bulk up was the starting thing, so Vaughn able to scale and not ever really get pressured from damage here. Really like that, and then that also, the patience on the draft allows BOIS to get the quick strikes on the Kazan, which can do so much damage in the right hands, and BOIS definitely as someone who, you know, historically has pretty good hands to work with for these brawler picks.
Yeah. Definitely going to be able to open on up the goal there. 3Z taken to half, but again, the damage hard to find here. He will get the big bailout there from Borg. Will be holding on, and Borg going to get KO'd. Now an opportunity for the side of the S.A.D.B.O.I.S to push for a little extra. And once they find their way onto that now, I mean, it's tough to take out 3Z, but they can take out Borg. And they have managed to do that multiple times in this game already. Borg back and available. You Already Lose, just buying the time for BOIS to be able to escape and get their cooldowns back. Fighting over the center orb now. Both brawlers want that size. Not going to be able to find it. It's Borg who snags it away. 3Z Breezy going to be able to put BOIS in the dirt and look for a scoring shot here. Vaughn blinks down, clears it back out. Borg using the drones for help, not going to be able to find it. Frightfully Fresh actually loses a barrier in the power play to respawn from BOIS, and Vaughn with full control over it in the center, passed on through. BOIS sends it in for another shot. Thunderstruck going to force the elusive out of Borg. There's a KO found onto him once again, and the damage composition continues to find its target while he's not prepared. BOIS sends it down, block away by Frightfully Fresh. Good use of the expanse, keep it covered, but continuing to be in position with that Thunderstruck, sets up for another play. BOIS just pokes it right through.
Yeah, just good play here all around from S.A.D.B.O.I.S. I mean, nothing, saying the S.A.D.B.O.I.S is playing good is nothing new, but it feels like Vaughn, even on this midfield Vice that we were questioning here in the composition, is able to create all the opportunities that BOIS really needs, especially when the core gets really fast. When those Kazan pokes are at the strongest, it feels like he's able to put all the pressure that BOIS needs in order to get really good, favorable interactions against Frightfully Fresh. And I think that's really, really putting S.A.D.B.O.I.S in so many great positions here in the series.
Yeah, another KO found. This time it is on towards 3Z. Looking to set up for that second barrier. Losing it for a second there, though, and Vaughn not going to be able to protect that last barrier. BOIS sending it through once again. BOIS and Vaughn holding strong, but gets sent past yet again, and you already lose. Trying to keep up the defense, not going to be able to do it. 3Z just forces it through, and it's 2-2 going to set point.
I think it was an unfortunate chain lightning there that actually put in a pretty good spot for 3Z Breezy. Happens to everyone though, I think, but honestly, good play of 3Z Breezy as well. Absolutely getting the confirm, getting so many redirects onto the core that even an Asher really couldn't get through it. That's a bit impressive to say the least.
Absolutely. All right, BOIS bouncing it again, looking for the second, does get it. Just 1 versus 2. BOIS able to make the offense happen. Now, clap back from Borg and 3Z. Great block from Vaughn on the core flip, setting up for another chance. Vaughn looking to keep it through, gets it into BOIS. BOIS sends it back. And now without being able to hold on to the control, Vaughn going to have to sacrifice to 3Z just a little bit here. They do manage to hold up the defense, even with the support of Borg. BOIS tries to snag it back, not going to be able to find it. Vaughn sending it back towards the goal. BOIS waiting up on the top side. If it ever comes towards him, he's going to look to send it through, and he does. Second set goes to the S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
Yeah, it was a close set, but BOIS looking incredibly good on this Kazan pick, but I think all eyes on Vaughn right now on this Vice pick. It just looks better and better, and now he's got a lot to pick one. Yeah, Catalyst, heavy impacts, both incredibly good. In general, heavy impacts, of course, being Vice's best awakening, to be completely honest, if not the second best. That being said, Catalyst does follow the Borg. That's going to be a pretty big pickup. It had to be denied anyways because of the quick strikes on BOIS. BOIS going to be, conversely, though, rewarded with size and a denial on 3Z Breezy, who is not too sad as he does pick up that peak performance. Again, the stagger scaling coming into play a little bit, but I believe that's only reverberation left in the awakening. So both Vaughn and 3Z Breezy will probably be trying to eye up that training in the next coming drafts if he gets stuck.
Yeah, for sure. And based on how this is playing out, you got to wonder how much of it is S.A.D.B.O.I.S just being the strongest team in Omega Strikers, and how much of it is this secret draft attack, because they are continuing to find the KOs onto Borg. I just wonder in like a parity situation, if you had 2 copies of the same team playing against each other, how consistently would you still be able to navigate that? I don't think we're going to get an answer here for Bet.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It feels like, though, in some senses, they're getting KOs because, like, Vaughn is finding unstaggered KOs. He's finding the Thunderstrike into Supernova combo to just take advantage of the stun, and 3Z Breeze is going to find that goal here, kind of the flip in front of the you already lose. Yeah, but going back to it, yeah, I think it definitely feels like 3Z Breezy, I feel like, has been staggered like 1 time this game. I definitely feel like a lot of these KOs are coming off of things like that. Yeah, like the Thunderstruck just leading to so much damage, and if Vaughn teleported in and to Thunderstrike, that was going to be a burn flip from Borg, right? I think that's what's happening. It's not really like just outright staggered damage.
Yeah, agree with that for sure. But they have been able to find it on the Borg pretty consistently, and that has been a thorn in the side of Last Call. 3Z getting taken low, though, going to have to go elusive. At risk of getting sent off the top there by that path splitter. Now, falling back, you already lose, going to be able to clear things out. Vaughn finds the Supernova KO onto the goalie. Now Borg going to try to hold things down on his own. Without that goalie equipment, it can be tough. BOIS pushing for more, looking for the goal barrier, not finding it, and it does get cleared back. You already lose in an aggressive position, can't defend. Open goal now, Borg up to 3Z, and a chance for Last Call to try to fight their way back in. Setting up with the bell ringer, Borg keeping the pressure on with the drones, and 3Z comes up, but Vaughn blocks it away yet again. Frightfully Fresh so far back away, not able to help out on the play, and they will be able to hold on to it. Frightfully Fresh gets the own barrier. Oh no! And the flip out of You Already Lose might just spell the end of the point, but 3Z able to take it one-on-one. You Already Lose does not get the clear in the right direction.
Yeah, right place to the right time for 3Z Breezy. Excellent positioning, and that was almost an amazing save from Fresh, but unfortunately, yeah, it did end up own barriering it, but already, like, look at this Vice damage, by the way. Vaughn is just, yeah, it feels like Vaughn is the KO team himself, and honestly, KO plus core control right now, getting that final barrier on his own.
That's the counter pick. It's just the bites. Just let him have now will take place. Oh, KO onto the Kazan, though. No bells for 10 seconds. What can they do with this on the last call side? As they look to get themselves a win in the set and take this to a set number 4. Holding on quite nicely so far, but with an open goal. See what they can push for. 3Z Breezy able to take the center. A big X here. That is not an easy bell ringer to dodge. Looking to take that pressure on towards You Already Lose. Does lose the size. KO found by Vaughn on the other side. It's B.O.I.S hitting the dirt yet again. And now a power play available for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S as Bells looks to close it out. Flip is used. They won't be able to snag it back away, but the aggression does keep on going. No flip available now. B.O.I.S going to respawn and takes it on a breakaway, looking to set up for 3Z Breezy, buying the time for his striker to get into position. He's going to get that massive size as well, but Bells continuing to try to hold it on. Vaughn in good position, setting up for Bells once again. There's going to be that Thunderstruck yet again, getting into the position for Bells. Cleared out through the middle. 3Z trying to get involved. B.O.I.S going to be able to arrive in position with the lifeline. Sends it back over. The drone holding on for now, but Bells able to find the bounce shot. Stuns up B.O.I.S, sends it up through the center, and Frightfully Fresh cannot defend.
Yeah, just a really a smart decision from Fresh trying to go for the Soren angle, but unfortunately just 1 degree to the left, a little bit too much. But that being said, last call here is 1 goal away from taking the set, potentially getting a reverse sweep here, and now it's going to be an open net.
Really great strike there from B.O.I.S, able to get the flip, sends it off of that bounce bumper in the bottom, and is able to find the barrier. But wow, just pushing for more on the other side here to get it even open goals for both sides. And Bells so dangerous in these one-on-one scenarios. B.O.I.S going to be able to sneak it back away. It will be Bells once again, pushing it up towards B.O.I.S. Frightfully Fresh, going to be able to hold on for now. Has the flip, feels forced to use it. Supernova takes down B.O.I.S. And look at that use of the power chord. Great position for Vaughn. Stuns up Frightfully Fresh, sends the core back down and right into the goal, 2-2.
What an insane play from Vaughn on the Vice. Able to get that KO again, basically solo onto B.O.I.S. And then on top of that, an amazing chain lightning usage in order to take that goal away from Fresh. I mean, Vaughn, yeah, definitely in contention right now of showing why he himself is on the pantheon of players here. Just on this Vice alone, just so many, a whole team of damage essentially from this guy.
Certainly just putting up absolutely crazy numbers. Has been able to continue doing so. Now a chance to close out the game right here for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, but nice KO found there. Might be the opening that they need. Bells trying to take it in. There's going to be the flip point blank out of Vaughn. Sets up with the Thunderstruck as well. Goal is now open, and they are looking to close the game right here. But the respawn for 3Z will allow them to hold on for the time being, clearing it back out towards the other side. B.O.I.S waiting in the goo by the bottom. Can't spend too much time in there. Does have the big healing. Going to dodge on away from that Thunderstruck. 3Z Breezy trying to fight for it. But Bells gets the bounce in past the Cosmic Expanse. It takes game number 1 for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
And last call so close, 2 times, both getting reverse sweeped, I believe, in the set twice in a row, and that's going to be S.A.D.B.O.I.S basically showing why they've won multiple seasons of NASL in a row, a composition that we were unsure about, that we dared question, and then they pull out a 3-0 on Clarion Test Chamber.
I mean, look, they did a great job of being able to keep the pressure on towards on board, especially, right? B.O.I.S able to come on out repeatedly with those KOs, or getting the KOs onto B.O.I.S rather. You can see here, ended up going down. It doesn't tell you how many times each person went down, actually. How about that? Yeah, only so many chances to read Omega Striker's scoreboards for that particular stat, but Vaughn and Bell's coming up with 9 KOs apiece, and most of those are not on 3Z Breezy. Let's just say that much. It's going to be B.O.I.S going down quite a few bit of times and ending up with quite the lead off the back of that. So I mean, they don't get to use the KO comp to get those big ace moments the way that you sometimes do, but they're able to create power plays for themselves frequently enough to be able to come on up with the win.
Yeah. I just can't look away from this one pick. 46k damage, 7 goal participation, 1 less than his brawler Bells, who, the most scoringest brawler to ever score. 213 redirects matching the now here, and 7 KOs. He does it all. He does it all, and he's done it once again. I guess you and me, we're sitting on the bus, and driver Vaughn, he's tapped the sign once again. Composition does not matter. And again, just another a data point to go into the file there. So, hey, props to S.A.D.B.O.I.S. They were able to pull it out, able to make some amazing plays. Vaughn himself getting a well-deserved MVP for that game. And now we're staring down an Atlas's lab here for game 2. Last calls pick notably, but we'll see what they'll be able to pick here coming in. This is a map that potentially could flex 3Z Breezy into the midfield, as Luna can be played on this map. Not a pick that we really see that much anymore, but it is something that can be pulled out specifically on this map. And I would love to see that. That'd be a treat coming out from last call. The 3Z Breezy Luna, Bomba, Missile, and all that stuff. So that is something that could absolutely happen, but I'm unsure what last call could pick out. Again, it's Atlas Lab. 8 billion comps could be picked. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and it was Aimi Mako bans last time. Let's see if they run that back. The Aimi going to stay in place there as the last call ban of choice. But we'll see if the S.A.D.B.O.I.S are going to keep that Mako ban the same, or if they're going to try to change things up a little bit here. Those ranged goalies have been kind of the focus, at least for game number 1. Find out if that's going to stay the case here. No, it's going to be the Luna ban and the vice first pick for Vaughn. He's going to run that one back. Maybe it goes into the goal arc this time, but you got to respect it as a flex pick now.
Yeah. Or wait, that's last call picking Vice, isn't it?
You're right. It is last call picking
Yeah.
Vice. I'm backwards.
The Imi ban again. You just don't want to give you already lose Imi. That guy could do so much. So many clips have been hit by this guy on the Imi pick. But it looks like they're denying the Luna ban, which is really funny. I was so excited to see it. It is the one composition where they flex 3D Breeze into the midfield. So last call, maybe they've got something cooking here on Atlas's lab, and S.A.D.B.O.I.S want nothing of it, which is something I think. I think that's a statement. When S.A.D.B.O.I.S wants nothing of a strategy, you've got something in the lab, I think. so unfortunately, we're not going to see it today, but maybe later down the road this season, we'll be able to see it. That being said, it is an Estelle and Zentaro coming out for S.A.D.B.O.I.S here. Again, you can play pretty much every composition on Atlas Lab. Vaughn on the Estelle is going to be great. It's Vaughn, Bells on Zentaro. It's going to be Bells on Zentaro. Also going to be great. We'll see, though, if they'll be able to stand up against the damage here just given to that Vice.
Ooh, a little Finny Kazan action here. So maybe it is going to be the midfield Vice
Yeah,
coming in once
definitely.
again. So yeah, last call, also willing to use it as a flexible pick then. It looks like it's going to likely be Borg piloting the Vice. They look to reset and take some pointers out of the S.A.D.B.O.I.S handbook coming in for game number 2 as they look to take us the full distance and keep things going. Now, let's see what the likely goalie suggestion is going to be here for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. It is going to be that Mako, fresh off the ban in game number 1. They're going to be happy to lock that one in. And just going with a very interesting composition here, very powerful characters across the board, looking to just have some very traditional setups here. Got a lot of range coming in from midfield as well, just to try to push through for those extra goals.
Yeah. Also, one thing I'm noting as well is even though it's not the same, it's not quite at the levels of Estelle Rasmus, Estelle Zentaro, still a very good forward dude to pick Unstoppable into. If that does get in the hands of Frightfully Fresh, he could all of a sudden, like that, become a very hard goalie to get it through. That being said, I think the thing to look at here is the damage composition from last call. Frightfully Fresh, one of the best, if not the best, Finny goalie right now. Probably contesting that title with Obscure Breads. Also, honestly, one of the few goalies to really consistently bring it out. He's had so many amazing plays on this in previous seasons, so we'll be able to see if he is able to perform up to that legacy here in this game. Absolutely, the team to do it against here in S.A.D.B.O.I.S. But generally speaking, there's a lot of damage here on the side of last call. Kazan, again, not the KO machine that he used to be, but that's a Finny and that's a Vice. That's probably the highest amount of damage you could get from a goalie midfield combo in the game. We'll see if S.A.D.B.O.I.S will be able to deal with it.
Yeah, that is going to be the question. So getting into the in-client draft here, not expecting too many surprises. It is going to be Borg piloting that Vice, Frightfully Fresh on the Finny in the goal arc. And we'll find out who's going to be able to take this game number 2. Is it going to be a S.A.D.B.O.I.S sweep? Can last call take this to game number 3? Looking rough for them after the first game, but new comps, new opportunity. Maybe it's just that Vice midfield that's just a little bit broken.
Yeah, definitely looking to see. Also, honestly interested to see this Kazan pick from 3Z Breezy. I think I recently had a conversation with this, I think with Soren, but there's something special about Kazan players who play a ton of Kazan. It feels like they pilot the character in like this 5% more efficient way that just really makes a difference on the character. And I think Kazan is not something that 3Z Breezy is known for. He's mostly known for the X pick, and lately more for that Zentaro pick as well. So I'm interested to see. I don't know if this is like his This is not exactly his debut Kazan performance or anything like that, but I want to see if he'll be able to bring it out to the level that is required to take out S.A.D.B.O.I.S here. And looking at the starting awakenings as well, it looks like we're gonna actually have a siphoning wand coming out from 3Z Breezy. Something that I think has been really interesting lately is the fact that a lot of damage compositions still go for damage, but they still opt into Slick Kick. Something that I kind of had to get over with myself is Slicks on Vice is actually really necessary, I feel like, or else you're going to get really out midfielded, especially as the game goes on. So you're really only picking that siphoning one if you want that early game power that you really don't need. You don't get that much early game power. So honestly, on the other hand as well, the siphoning one from 3Z Breezy is a bit strange, I would say. I feel like the conversation on it had ended with Slick Kicks being like the best gear on Kazan. You always just want to pick it anyways, but 3Z Breezy potentially looking to buck the trend here.
Absolutely. Ooh, flip comes out of Borg, not quite going to find its mark. So far the pressure has been good here for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. They do manage to find the second barrier. Coming in off the center, you already lose. Already in position. Vaughn sees an opportunity for maybe a KO. Doesn't quite get it all the way. Does take Borg down towards the bottom. Flip available for you already lose. Feeling very comfortable on the defense. 3Z Breezy advancing on the Kazan. Now stuck inside those ensnare drums, and an opportunity available for the other side. Bells able to get it through the big finish. Not able to send it towards the goal, though. Good hold there. Borg throws down the Supernova. Will get good damage onto Vaughn, but it sets Bells up for that 1v1. Didn't have the cooldowns, though. 3Z Breezy finishes off Vaughn, creating a power play for last call. They look for a little extra. Goes all the way around the barrier. Bells will be able to hold on. You already lose. Able to finish off that KO, though. Now getting the power play into the hands of the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Vaughn waiting on the other side. Bells comes in, sends it up to the top, and will get the first goal for S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
Yeah, almost a really good save. If that strike shot was just a millisecond later, would have been a really good save. And S.A.D.B.O.I.S, of course, getting their signature own save, getting the bounce around the corner, keeping them in that play quite healthy in terms of goal barriers. So we'll see, though. Definitely still a good first point, I'd say, from last call. Definitely feels a little bit closer than it was. Well, actually, no, because the beginning of last game of 2 was incredibly close. But 3Z Breezy now opening up the net for S.A.D.B.O.I.S. We'll see what they can pull off.
You could dodge away. Nice usage of that barrier. Going to be able to take it on down. Bells now in the 1v1, setting up with the flick. Goes up towards the top, not going to be able to push it through. Borg falling back with the Supernova in place, trying to set up for 3Z Breezy to get another shot. Bells, though, constantly being able to find himself these one-on-ones with Frightfully Fresh, making things very dangerous for the Finny. He's so unpredictable with the angles he can attack from, the amount of dashes he has available. The fallback will be able to be held on to. Last call, able to keep the point alive, and it's been very difficult for both teams to close out these points in this game number 2. Still keeping it going. Ooh. There's going to be the fire through. 3Z Breezy takes the point for last call.
Yeah, good pop-in from 3Z Breezy, using the dash to set him up for a hook strike. That's something that actually you can do specifically in to Kazan, because you could actually hit the core before the core enters the Mako and snare drum. So you could catch a lot of Makos off guard there, and 3Z Breezy showing us that it can be possible. The tech is there.
Absolutely. There's going to be Bells taking that first barrier. Flip comes through from You Already Lose. Flip out of Borg. Going to be able to find both barriers and sets up. Flip out of 3Z. Doesn't find its way out of the core, but does hit stun all of the members of the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. They look to take it all the way home. Going in for the crooked leverage. Not going to be able to get it past You Already Lose. Vaughn still standing strong despite the low health bars. Setting up for Bells to be able to take it the rest of the way home. Oni's blade takes it in the wrong direction. Supernova ready and waiting for Borg. As the low stagger sets up for another, not going to be able to send the core in the right direction. Coming back on through, 3Z Breezy with a scoring opportunity, doesn't push it through. You Already Lose, sends it back on up towards Bells. Borg continuing to field it from middle. Will not be able to get it into the right hands, though. Vaughn Rose Warp forward, dodging out on the abilities of 3Z. Will get sent back up towards the top, and 3Z with a scoring opportunity yet again. Not going to be able to push it past. You already lose, who will continue to hold on, and these points just go on forever, Brickbat.
Yeah, Frightfully Fresh and You Already Lose, absolutely playing fantastically right now. Frightfully Fresh has a flip here as well, which means that BOIS is going to have to get a little creative. Now, Fresh now electing to use it gives 3Z Breezy another opportunity to score as well here.
Yeah, now Bell's taken out so low. They're looking to finish him off. Wow, manages to hold on with the dash back in, and meanwhile, Vaughn just takes it up on the top and is able to find the score for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
Yeah, not able to find that KO on the Bells. Unfortunately, no stagger, no energy. Really had to. I feel like if you had any chance at that point there, you had to close out that KO a little bit earlier. But that's really the margin of error that Last Call is looking to work with right now. Fresh playing incredibly well. I actually really love his use of the triple takes as well to intercept so many passes from S.A.D.B.O.I.S. But as of right now, 3Z Breezy and Borg need to convert, or else it's not going to be for anything.
Definitely. Pushing on through the center. Bell's looking for the bounce off the bottom. Vaughn pushing in with the piercing shot. You Already Lose, gets the flip, sends it over to Bells. Borg dribbling it from the center. Going to get that Thunderstruck through on towards Vaughn. Keep him in the elusive. Keep him from stacking up that energy. You Already Lose waiting inside the goal arc. Bell's able to push in for the bottom barrier. Vaughn dribbling it, sends it up through the goal arc. 3Z Breezy trying to fall back, gets it back in there. Wants to be able to push in for the barrier. You Already Lose, been very good at keeping things locked down on the Mako. Off the center, back over to Bells. Bells looking to take it up towards the goal. Dribbling up and back and forth through the top. Borg still holding on. Dash forward from Bells. Still not finding the core with those slashing strikes, though, to be able to get it in towards the goal itself. Snagging them out of the air. Frightfully Fresh continuing to be able to find these big finishes to keep the defense safe. But trying to set up for opportunities for Borg and 3Z Breezy has been tough.
Oh my gosh!
Continues to just escort it around. It will not go through.
It's just, I don't know. It just happens every time. Feels like there's a reason it is called S.A.D.B.O.I.S. It's their signature save of missing it and not getting punished. But that being said, Last Call is still very much in it. Flip's coming up here for Borg and 3Z Breezy very soon. If they're gonna have an opportunity to break through You Already Lose defense, it's gonna be now.
Yeah, big opportunity here. They do manage to get the barrier. They open up the goal, but what about their own on the other side? Oh. Bells! Down to the bottom. First set for S.A.D.B.O.I.S. in game number 2.
Yeah, and the way that things were looking, 3Z Breezy had the flip, Borgomas had his. If they actually got that cleared out, it was almost certainly a goal there for Last Call. But hey, you can't make mistakes against the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Again, You Already Lose the 3-peat. Bells and Vaughn the 2-peat. There's a reason they've got those trophies lined up, and going in this draft here, a big ore ponder here for You Already Lose. 3Z Breezy was already struggling to really get through the defense of You Already Lose. Now has to contend with the cooldown disadvantage here as well. That being said, Borg able to pick up the explosive entrance. That's more presence on the map for his midfield on top of the extra damage. And it looks like actually specialized training is going to go down at 3Z Breezy. There was once a time where this was considered by far and away the best awakening on this character, like a game-ending awakening pick, similar to Monumental is now, but it's actually really fallen out of favor in recent times now that, you know, Kazans have elected to go core control. But we could see a little bit of that old time come back now, because there's a Finny and a Vice in this game on the same team. That spec training might be able to put in a ton of work if 3Z Breezy elects to up to a bit more damage from playstyle.
Absolutely. What an incredible sequence out of Bells and Vaughn here, though. They are just holding that core exactly where they need it, setting up for the next skill, lining it up perfectly. The ability to take both of those barriers there, I recommend a watch back of that. That was immaculately done. Let's see if they'll be able to close on out the point. Vaughn sent back away in the stagger. There's going to be off the center, keeping the hold as long as they can. Bells has access to the flip. Vaughn is the focus on towards the other side. 3Z wants to be able to finish him off, but Vaughn's just keeping the aggression going forward. Will not break up the positioning. Will hold on towards the play. Pushes for another pair, setting up those shots with the Crystal Thorns. Not going to be able to find it there. Curving around the center yet again. Flip is forced out of Bells. Now he's going to get pushed up by the Supernova. Borg able to find the KO, and with the flip available on 3Z Breezy, this is the best shot Last Call's had in a while. Will they be able to turn it into a goal? Vaughn just dribbling it himself, buying the time on the other side. Dodges away from the flip of Borg. and still manages to get the time needed to be able to get back to full strength.
Yeah, Vaughn just took Borg to town. There really wasn't another way to get around it. Able to stall out that point by itself, but 3 Breezy here with a scoring opportunity.
Ooh, blocked away by You Already Lose yet again. Bells taking it on the other side, slowed up by that triple take. Comes back on through. Bells trying to set up for another. 3Z Breezy going in. Not going to be able to push it in for the goal, and still holding on for the time being. 3Z Breezy currently finds himself staggered. Could be the victim himself, looking to push it forward on towards Vaughn. Bells with the slashing strike, just takes it straight forward, and will be able to send it home for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Another point to them.
Feels like Bells and Vaughn, I feel like, are getting away with absolute daylight robbery. It feels like Last Call finding an incredibly advantaged position, and then just one strike war win from Bells or Vaughn, and all of a sudden they just nab the point away right out of Last Call's hands. And you just got to feel for Last Call right now. It feels like they're definitely struggling, despite really good play, honestly, from all 3 members. But hey, that's the way it is. You got to lock it down against one of the best duos in the North American Strikers League if you want an opportunity to beat the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. They're not looking bad today, Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, you do not want to have to go up against the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. as they look to avoid a negative record in NASL. That is not a time that you want to have to face against this squad, as they are so good. Coming up clutch once again in their opportunity to be able to get back to 50-50. Dashing forward, looking for the barrier, not finding it. Flip used as well out of Bells. Not able to secure the core with it, but that damage onto Borg really keeping him from being a major participant. Triple take not going to be enough. The big finish not enough either. They will be able to find the second barrier. You Already Lose. Still holding it down on the defense. Bells staggered but not breaking. He wants to hold true and find that goal. Will be forced to fall back eventually, but now Vaughn with an opportunity, waiting for the Rose Warp to come back up, gets a KO off of the flip. And now with that power play and Bells back into a healthy state, just trying to get the pass over from You Already Lose, resetting it off the center. Vaughn goes in with the Rose Warp, putting into a position for Bells to be able to finish it off. Not coming through yet. Bells falling back as Borg gets back onto the field with the respawn. The bounce comes through. Big finish, trying to catch it out of the air, not going to be able to find it. 3Z Breezy with an aggressive opportunity on towards the other side. Goes in for the above and below. Not going to be able to find the core on that one. There's Bells just waiting up at the top corner. Going to be sent through. Borg going in for the power cord. Not connecting as Vaughn sets up for another play. There's the Oni's blade out of Bells. He's got the flip available. Doesn't use it. It will get held onto You Already Lose. Pass it back over to Vaughn. The reset once again for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. as they look to make this offense work. 3Z Breezy snags it off the back of the flip. But now it's reset by Vaughn yet again. And you can see they're just setting up this triangle, going for the same play over and over again. And Frightfully Fresh keeps defending it. But Last Call, they're using resources and they're not able to break the pattern.
Yeah, it just feels like right now, Borg and You Already Lose just cannot find any scoring opportunities, let alone getting the core past midfield. 3Z Breezy, unfortunately, whiffing the flip means it's just going to be extended even longer right now. The S.A.D.B.O.I.S, despite making a clinical offense, is also making a clinical defense right now.
Yeah, I mean, but Frightfully Fresh has done a great job of holding on to it, and finally, 3Z Breezy will get the opportunity, able to push it in towards the bottom, and will be able to find the goal.
Yeah, as soon as I say that, just Caster's Curse, I think You Already Lose, unfortunately, strikes a little bit too early, does not have the cooldown to catch it when it does go by his feet, but that's still just the point. You know, Vaughn here does not actually have any evasive here, so he might be the target here of some damage, but Last Call have tried that before and it has not worked, but it might be a different story now.
For sure. Breezy taking it forward. Borg looking for the barrier on the bottom, will be able to get it. Frightfully Fresh keeping up the defense on the other side. Bells is behind him, but as long as that core doesn't make its way over into the Zentaro, that's going to be plenty worth it. Bells taking it up towards the top. Nice defense from Frightfully Fresh, not getting faked out by the slice and dice. And will be able to hold on to both barriers. Flip comes out from Borg. Defend it back away from Vaughn. Over towards Bells, who's looking for the barriers yet again. You Already Lose gets it down towards Vaughn. That's going to be one barrier for sure. Looking for the hit stun to be able to take it into two, but the Flip going to clear it back out over towards You Already Lose. Bounced off the center. Vaughn resetting at the bottom. Bells has the flip available for himself. It will start moving up towards the top. Not going to be able to get into his hands as he finds himself staggered. Will get sent away. Goes in for the flip. Takes the shot directly, but Frightfully Fresh fends it off yet again.
I mean, this guy's playing a ranged goalie, right? Like, Fresh is I feel like Fresh is able to hold it down so much, using so many misdirections, so many triple takes and everything like that to just keep S.A.D.B.O.I.S on their toes. And they are getting the goals here, and Breezy now has to help defend as well.
Yep, you already lose, getting it back over to Vaughn. There's going to be the Thunderstruck out of Borg. Taking it again. You already lose, passes it back up towards the top. Bells trying to mix things up yet again. Goes in for the slashing strike at the top, sends it down towards the bottom, and Snare Drums going to stop any scoring chance out of 3Z Breezy here. Bells takes it back away, using the rush, goes into the Oni's blade, fended off again by Frightfully Fresh as Vaughn duking it out with 3Z Breezy on the other side. A good scoring opportunity here for 3Z, but you already lose, uses the perfect pitch, still not out of it yet. Bells will hold on, goes in for the dash, has the flip, but not going to be able to use it in time. 3Z Breezy still waiting to try to get another shot at poking it in past You Already Lose. Circles come in, form a Venn diagram, neither gets their way on towards the core. Bells dashes up towards the top, goes in for the flip, sends it to the center. Borg able to defend. 3Z with a scoring opportunity, trying to send it through. Bells comes in again. Not going to be able to find it there, but really pushes it through. Oni's blade into the strike. And another goal comes through for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
That was like a 3-minute point, right? That felt like that point took forever, and I'm just shocked. Unfortunately, just the triple take, barely wrong, but all of a sudden there's just going to be a an open berry here, and that's an 8-second goal. That's an 8-second goal. My bad.
Goal. There goes. Okay.
Cool.
S.A.D.B.O.I.S. They're going to take the set real quick there. They get first pick of the draft. I mean, all you, Brickbat.
Well, Catalyst. That's Catalyst on the Zentaro, and another incredibly strong awakening for the Zentaro. You get so many hits on Zentaro with your ult, with your primary, and because of that, the Catalyst stacks up so fast. You get so much value out of it that you do get flipped so often. You could get flipped literally like 8 seconds into the set. That being said, size is going to the way of 3Z Breezy, always something that you'd love to have on the Kazan. And I think those are kind of the two big pips ups. Oh wait, no, Unstoppable on Frightfully Fresh. I mentioned it at the beginning of the game. It's going to be incredibly good against the Zentaro and Estelle, as they don't really have ways to score without hit stuns. So being able to basically just say, nope, I get one free interaction is something that it's going to make this defensive Finny even more defensive. So that might give Last Call the opportunity they need to come back this game.
And there's going to be the push forward for a shot at the closeout. You need to be able to get this one set, and that'll be it for the day. Another day in the office for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S as they look to get themselves up to 1-1. Nice shot from Borg, fended away by You Already Lose again. Getting maximum value off that strike shot, and now getting the numbers advantage as well. Taking it up towards the top. Breezy not going to be able to get involved in this one, and there's another setup, the flip from Bells, and they finish it off. 1-0 S.A.D.B.O.I.S in set number 3.
Yeah, there's a flip from Bells, something that we're going to see a lot more of this set. That being said, a small energy awakening right now for 3Z Breezy and Frightfully Fresh, but the two defensive members here of S.A.D.B.O.I.S will have their flips up soon, so this is not going to last too much longer.
Yep, dribbling it back and forth. 3Z able to find one of those barriers. Supernova channeled by Borg gets the bounce across the center. Bells still trying to set up with those rushes, has so much range on it. Just continue to be able to put himself in position every time and keep things on this left side third of the map. Borg taken so low, taken down. Vaughn without the flip available, going to be happy to secure that power play. Bells nearly able to push it through. Frightfully Fresh able to fend it away and go elusive at the same time. The triple take connects onto both members, and now very risky position for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. They can't even push for that second barrier. They're at risk of getting taken down. Good damage on towards Bells, who is right back into his safe space inside the enemy goal arc. Pushed in again from 3Z Breezy, looking to keep them low. 3Z going to lose a huge amount of stagger, but does find the barrier. Bells still struggling to do the same on the other side. Goes in for the rush, very low on stagger. There's the bounce off the center. 3Z Breezy looking to close things out. Pass it back to Borg. Borg through the legs of Vaughn will find a 1-1 scoreline.
Good mix-up, actually, from the forward duo here of Last Call. I was not expecting that at all. On top of that, the core speed from the power chord sets it right past Vaughn's piercing shot. So good, an excellent mix-up, honestly, from the side of Last Call. That's something that I'd like to see a lot more of so far this series.
That's what you're going to need to be able to find scores. I mean, these traditional offensive setups have not been able to make their way through these goalies, at least not in this game. So has been leading to some very long sets. Does mean that you need to get some of those mix-ups on through. And what BOIS is able to produce on his own with the Zentaro has worked out eventually, but it's taken a lot of work. It's taken a lot of reps.
Yeah.
See if they're going to be able to come up with anything a little bit more spicy as they look to close out game number 2. Job of keeping things together, though. Borg coming in from the bottom. There's going to be the approach from 3Z. Goes in for that maddening descent. Gets good damage on towards BOIS. BOIS now going to be staggered. An opportunity to throw it away, but knocked aside by the big finish. And Breezy caught on the other side. KO found. Nice move there. I think that was Frightfully Fresh who got credit for it, as they've got a power play now for the side of the last call. Will they be able to finish things off? Still just trying to brawl with them. Vaughn and You Already Lose able to hold on, though, until BOIS can respawn.
Oh, what a good angle, and looks like now it's going to be an open net, but Frightfully Fresh hasn't had trouble defending these before, so BOIS and Vaughn not quite out of the woods yet.
Oh, wow, what a great setup there. And Caster Chris comes through again, but Vaughn, just watching the core off of that big finish, intercepts it, passing play up to BOIS, in towards the bottom corner, where Frightfully Fresh can't get to it. Such well positioning and such a good shot there, pieced together by the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Now 1 goal away from a win.
I just can't believe that was a really rough
That was
win.
an all-timer for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just good play from S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Frightfully Fresh, even with the Unstoppable basically negating the biggest win condition that Estelle has, still, they've been finding, a goalie will eventually, mess one thing up, and S.A.D.B.O.I.S. have been taking advantage of that, so despite that, I feel like Fresh has been able to hold still pretty valiantly, but we'll see. He needs to hold a little bit longer here for last call.
Good right there from BOIS, going to force Frightfully Fresh to use the flip as the Slice and Dice had stopped the core, but they do find the KO. It's a good chance here for last call. They got an open goal and a power play, and they will get into the bottom corner where You Already Lose cannot reach it. 3Z Breezy takes us to point number 5 on set number 3.
Yeah, and a critical point for last call, but we've been here so many times, and every single time S.A.D.B.O.I.S. have been the one to come out on top. So with 1 goalie barrier going down, last call need to break the script right now, or else they're going to find themselves taking the loss here in the series.
Series point here for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Chance to close things out. Will last call be able to manifest the defense? It's going to be that triple take off of Vaughn, taking very low, nearly sending him into the goal and taking a barrier while they're at it. Borg resets with the Supernova. KO found by 3Z Breezy. Flip from Borg. They want to be able to stay in this game. Frightfully Fresh doesn't get his hands on the core in time, and it will be able to take that barrier. An open goal now available for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. They do manage to bait out the flip out of BOIS. Is very low here and now stuck on the other side. 3Z Breezy coming in to try to finish him off, but it's Vaughn coming in with the aggression of the Crystal Thorns. You Already Lose clears things back up towards the top. Borg fighting for it with Vaughn. It will go back into the hands of Frightfully Fresh, as there's the spin from 3Z Breezy, keeping the pressure on towards Vaughn. BOIS on the bottom, setting up with the rush, going in for the 1 versus 1. Vaughn comes in for the assist. Frightfully Fresh fends it away yet again. Will keep holding on, but BOIS redirects it to the bottom and closes things out for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. 3-2 in the final set. Well fought by last call, but the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. will walk away with a 2-0 finish and a 1-1 scoreline in NASL.
Yeah, and hey, S.A.D.B.O.I.S. win yet another series, another piece of history into their their big collection of wins. Another win in their big collection of wins here. Business as usual for them. That being said, that was a 0.5, and I feel like we've seen so many 0.5 sets in this series so far. So despite walking away with a 3-0 loss, I feel like last call was definitely competitive in the situation, especially props to Frightfully Fresh on that Finny. Feels like they were able to get so many saves despite so much pressure put on him and on a goalie that I feel like, historically not something that you pick to hold it down forever. But again, Frightfully Fresh showing us why he's one of the 2 Finnies in contention for best Finny goalie in the world. And 250 redirects, 78 saves actually from the side of Frightfully Fresh. Well played overall, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough to overcome what S.A.D.B.O.I.S. had to bring out today in the series.
Yeah, I think a good showing from last call, though. I mean, this game was closer than the series score represents, for sure. Especially game number 2. Is consistently going to open goals on both sides. Consistently going to overtime. Really able to fight for it for a long time. But just not quite able to come up with the goals at the end of the day.